Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. I apologize that I didn't get the follow-up video to this scheduled sooner to when I did the first video for it. Life has been a little crazy, and I've had to work not at my YouTube business, but at other jobs quite a bit lately. But as far as I know, my schedule is much freer between now and Thanksgiving, so I should be able to get some more content up on my YouTube channel. So let's begin decorating the inside of our altered book. And remember, this was a book that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I've had questions about, do I need that specific book? No. Just as long as your book has around 350-ish pages, then you should be good as far as getting as many pockets as I'm going to have in mine. I've also been asked, did you take out approximately 50% of the pages? No. Way more than 50% of the pages. Okay, so we had that first 6 pages up front. Okay, and then we had the 6 pages in the back. So there they are. Okay, and then we have 4-page sandwiches, remember. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 4-page sandwiches. So if you add all that up, and this book had 353-ish, I think. No, it had 362 pages in it. And so that means 10 4-page sandwiches plus 6 plus 6. We only kept 52 pages out of 362 pages. So that answers the question of, did you take out about 50% of the pages? No, we took out way more than that. Okay, and in the last video, you remember we went ahead and glued this page that goes along with that inside cover. We went ahead and glued that second page to it, and same thing in the back. Okay, alright, so that is that. And what I'm going to do in this video, we're not going to go through every pocket that I cover. What I'm going to do is, when we get to a triangle pocket, I'm going to show you how I am going to decorate that triangle pocket, and then the page right behind it. And then for all the other triangle pockets, that will be how I'm going to decorate them. So I won't show you every triangle pocket. Okay, so I'll show you how I'm going to decorate one. I'll go off camera, finish those, and then I'll come back and say, okay, we got a double pocket. So I'll show you how I'm going to decorate that double pocket, and then I'll go off camera and my other double pocket, go ahead and decorate that one. Okay, for my airplane pockets, that's what I'm affectionately calling them, is airplane pockets. For my airplane pockets, I will show you how I'm going to decorate those. And then for all the other decorated or airplane pockets in the book, I will go ahead and go off camera and decorate those. Okay, same thing for the front. I'll show you how I'm going to decorate that. I'm going to get paper that comes all the way out and cover up that blue, and then decorate front, and then I'll go off camera and decorate back. So that's the only way that I know how to get this video done in a timely manner, and it not be 4 hours long, because that's probably about how long it's going to take me to fully decorate this entire book, and nobody wants a 4-hour video. And I don't want to make it 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 parter video either. That's just redundant. I don't do that. Okay, so, and I'm not knocking anybody else that does that. If you feel like you need to do that, that's great. I can't do that. I get very bored very easily as far as paper crafting, so I have to move on to different things. I love this project, but I'm not saying that I want to spend 20 videos on it, you know? So that's just me. And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody else that loves making 10, 12, 13 part videos to one project. That's totally up to you. Anyway, I digress. I always am self-doubting myself and thinking that I'm sounding like a jerk. Like my little half tuck pages, I'll decorate one, show you how I'm going to decorate it, and then I'll go off camera and decorate all the rest of them. And then we're going to come back and you're going to see the entire book decorated, and I'll do a full flip through. Then at the end of this video, you get to see me draw clumsily through how I pick my 2 winners for my 10,000 subscriber giveaway. That is, it was a feat. I'm just saying, I've already recorded it and I'm just tacking it on to the end of this video. And who are my 2 10,000 subscriber giveaway winners. So stick around for that also. And let's get started. Okay, so remember, my camera hates red cardstock. So, just saying, this on camera looks candy apple red when it's actually true Christmas red. But my camera hates red, so for whatever reason, it shows it as this horrid, bright candy apple red color that I don't really like, but you know, there's nothing I can do about it. I am going to cover my book inside cover with this red, and then I'm also going to cover this here, the first inside cover. I'm going to cover it with the same cardstock, and I have went ahead and covered those, and I'm going to ink down the sides. And while I'm inking down the sides, I'm getting that that's in the middle that's not covered inked also. And then I'll just ink these. And I'm using one of the papers that we inked on the edges, used on the edges of that front cover. I'm going to rip all the edges so we don't have any straight edges, and then of course our red can be seen on the edges too. And I think I will just use this one page, split in half on the 2 front covers. I'm wanting a lot of my decoration to come from the pages that I took out, so it's just going to be the same book but just rearranged. And if there are some words or things that don't kind of go along with what I'm hoping to achieve here, I'll just ink them very heavily, or I can even stamp on them later if I find something on there that I don't want shown. But a lot of this will be covered up by pattern paper that I put on here. And remember, I am using mostly the November E-Club kit with this. It goes along very well, and I love the patterns that are in it and all the little die cuts and things like that. So I decided that the pattern paper wasn't going to cover up enough of the red for me, so I'm putting on some white cardstock to tone that down, and then it can be some journaling space too if I don't get it all covered up. I've torn this paper out of the kit's paper pad, and I'm just going to line it up against that book page. And I have glued just on 3 sides, so I'm thinking if I want to use this as a tuck spot, I can. Same thing on this side. I'll just glue on 3 sides. Then I have these 2 die cuts that I will ink around the edges, and I'm going to put one here and one at the top of this one here. So now there are tuck spots in the front and even journaling space on the fronts if you want that, and you could tuck little notes or die cuts, ephemera, whatever you want to tuck in these spaces. This one is still a little tacky with glue. That's why it was a little hard to get something in there. There are my front covers, and then I will decorate the back cover. I probably won't put on tucks on the back. I'll just decorate the whole page on the back and just have it decoration. Alright, so when we go into the inside here, we have a double pocket, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper clip off. I'm going to go ahead and glue down my 2 flaps. So I've got that first flap. Now this is going to be covered with pattern paper and stuff, so even if you don't get it, I mean, glued down perfect, it's fine, because it's going to have stuff on top of it. Just gluing down those flaps so they don't get in the way when I do start to decorate. And I'm going to cover but leave some of the edging. So I'm just going to cover like this with some white cardstock, and then come back through and put in just some pieces of pattern paper. And then on this one, all I will do is cover that flap there. I don't have to go all the way down because all that's going to be covered up anyways. So I'm going to cover up that flap just like that, and leaving the book page showing. Okay, and then put a little bit of pattern paper or something down through there. And then same thing with this page. I'm only going to cover down to about here because it's going to be covered up with this pocket anyway, and so I won't need to cover the entire page. I'm going to ink the edges of my page before I put this piece of cardstock on top of it, so that I can really see, because it's, you know, that ivory book page color, so that I can really see the edges and know that I'm in the center. Okay, I am not going to distress this white cardstock. It's going to be my base. That and the red cardstock is going to be my base throughout the entire book. And if I were to distress ink the edges of every one of these pieces of base cardstock that I'm going to be putting down throughout this book, in that double pocket, I'm just kind of making sure that I'm the same width across that I am with this one, and I am. And then I will just figure out where I need to lop that off, and it's there. And even if you cut it a little longer, that's fine, because you can tuck it on down in there if you need to. If you cut it longer, just don't cut it too short. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to go ahead, since I've got that measurement, as far as width goes, I'll go ahead and cut my piece for that one too. Alright, so there is that first pocket with the base cardstock, and then that second pocket with the base cardstock. Now to put the base cardstock on this one, and I'm going to ink my edges. All of my page edges will be inked, so if you want to just leave them laying flat, you can, because that just helps you with the next page. If you've got some ink that comes off of this one that goes to the next page, you're inking all your edges anyway, so it will be fine. Alright, and then I'm going to glue this base cardstock to this one, and there is the double pocket with all the base pieces on it, and I'm just going to cut some strips of some of this pretty cardstock to add to them, and I'm not going to be too particular about sizing and all that. See, I like that as skinny as it is. It fits nicely on that mat, and we could put a nice die cut in the middle of it if we want to, and then just a sliver of something on that one, same size. And this book, of course, is bigger, taller than my paper is. The paper is only 8 inches tall, and this book is, what, 9 1/4 tall. So that's why you see the difference there in sizing. Okay, now on the little strips of colored cardstock that go on top of my base cardstock, I will ink those just a little bit. It's nothing major. It's not going to take me forever like it would if I inked every base piece of cardstock that I use in this book. I'm just going to lay that down in the middle, eyeball the middle, and lay that down, and then I'll fold that back and glue this down. Making sure that it's hidden like I want it, and then try to line it up so it is the same as far as top here and bottom here. Come up just a little bit, go forward that way just a little bit, and I'm good with that. And then get this one down, and then we'll actually glue down, since we've got the pockets decorated, we'll actually glue down the pockets where we need them to be glued down. Okay, so for all of my pockets inside this book, I'm going to use my 1/8 inch score tape. I'm going to fold this back and just put score tape on my sides here, and come up and meet that other page there. So we've got that pocket there, and then flip this one back and do the same thing to it. Alright, so there's that pocket and that pocket. So we've got that first double pocket secure and done, and now we need to do a little decorating on it. So I think I want to tear this page and get that a little bit of that speckly bit on this pocket. Okay, so I've got the speckly bit from that page, and then this little die cut has some speckledy bits in it too. So I'm good with this to go ahead and ink a little bit got that put down, and I'm going to ink my die cut a bit, and then I've got that put down, so I love that. Pocket there, pocket there. I really like that. It's simple, and that is how I like to decorate. I'm going to go ahead and cover my back cover and do my other double pocket that I have in the back. I'm going to go ahead and cover this, and it'll just be decoration. And then I'll probably go ahead and cover this too, since it is the same as this one. I'm just going to put down some base cardstock and a piece of the pattern paper to decorate. And then I will be back and we will cover our first triangle pocket. So I got the rest of it covered, and like you can see on the back, it's just more gesso and a page from the book, and then I just splattered everything and did the same to the spine. Now there is some blue showing through, and I'm fine with that, and some of that gesso is going to flick off over the years. I'm good with that. So let's get to our other pocket. So I've shown you how I did double pockets. I'll get that out of there now that all of my gesso is dry. And I'll show you how I cover these. I think I might cover one in white and the other in red, and then put little accents of these papers on them. And the easiest thing to do on the triangle pockets is to cover this back part first, and then go ahead and glue down, ink around the edges that you want to ink around, and get all of that done first before you even start the decorating of the actual pocket. Okay, and then you're just going to close that, make sure that your ink is down as far as you want it, and then you're going to ink the top of your triangle, or actually the bottom of your triangle, as heavy as you want to ink that, and then ink down the edge of this page too, and ink the bottom if that's something that you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. So I come away from the edge of the page some before I put down my cover piece for the back, and I don't go too far over into where the page is going to turn back and forth, because then you're going to get some resistance. So about there, and I'm actually going to make it a little bit cut off some of the width a little bit, but then I need it all the way down to there, and that's just how I do my little measurement. All of mine are not cut the same, but that's just how I do my measurement. And let's cut off a little bit of this width, and then see what that looks like. Okay, and then I'll glue that in, and then turn your pocket back over and make sure it is where you want it before you press it down completely. And then you're ready to just go ahead and glue down your sides for the pocket once you have your background put in there. And then you want to pick that page up and get it straight this way, not just straight when it's laid down. Okay, and you're going to get a little bit of resistance about, how it's not laying all the way down, but that's all right. Once you close the book for a little while, everything will lay down like it's supposed to. All right, and then I think what I'll do is red on the outside of this one, red inside that one, and white on the outside of this one. So let's do some opposites on these two pockets. And for covering the triangle, I have not really found a super duper easy way of doing it, but once you ink that pocket, you're going to have some resistance coming off of it, some ink coming off of there. And you can cut it that way, or just lay it on the inside as far over as you're wanting it. Go all the way to the top, and then you're just going to use a pencil or whatever, and you're going to trace down that pocket, and then down to about as far as you're wanting it to cover. I want this one to cover as far down as the page goes, but maybe a little bit shorter because I'm wanting the edge of my ink page to show. And so I just kind of draw out myself a little template as far as how I need to cover one of my triangle pockets. So I will line this straight edge up first, and I'm going to go inside of it a little bit. And then I will line up my diagonal, and I'm going to go inside of it some and just make sure that it all lines up the same. And then I'll have to cut off the bottom. But see, then I'm going to line up like this. And then come down here and figure out where I want that bottom cut off. So there would be my cover for this pocket. Like so. And then I'll do the same with the red. And then I also need to, and I'm also going to cut the red. Okay, there's my red one for that side, and I need to cut this off about here. Okay, and then I also want to cut off a little bit more of this, so about right there. See if that's a good fit. Yes, I like that because I can see a little bit of that. I can see there, and I can see that. And then I'm going to look over here and make sure that I can see the same on this side, and I can. And now I need the red for the inside there. And then I'm ready to glue down the covers of my triangle pockets, the base cardstock. And then according to how far back you have it on the edge of the page, you might have to run your little bead of glue down that edge and smooth that down. So that is how I cover my triangle pockets, and I will get those decorated. And then here are two that I've already decorated. So you've got your pocket, and then you've got your decoration on the outside of your pockets, and then there's another decoration on the outside. And don't want to ruin all of the surprises I have in here, but I want to show you what triangle pockets I have done. So with this one, I have the pocket here, and then I also created a little pocket here. So it's just a little shallow pocket, and you know, it's not meant for a bunch of stuff, but I made this little cutout here with my tab punch from We Are Memory Keepers. So that's there, and I think that's pretty much all of our triangle pockets. There's another one there, the pocket, and this one is going to have a side pocket, so full open side pocket there. I showed you that one. That's the one we just did, and showed you that one. Okay, so now these airplane pockets, I call them. Okay, so I've already inked this one. I've inked over here, but I don't have enough ink for me. Now, you might say, whoa, that's way too much ink, but I like mine very inky. So I have covered the whole back here, except, you know, I didn't go way down into where the page will turn, because that's going to be covered up. Alright, so I've covered all that on the back, and that's what I'm wanting to do with that. So I'm going to do a line of glue right down the middle, and then turn that pocket or that page down that I have looking like an airplane, and then I'm going to hold it straight up and smooth it out. Okay, so there is that one with the background covered up, and then we have this one over here that has got some stickiness to it. I must have glued a wrong page or something, so it's wanting to stick to itself back here. We'll have to put some powder or something down so it'll stop sticking. But then you're going to cover this just like you would that triangle pocket. So you'll use your other pocket here to help you get that covered. So I'm going to use a sheet of white cardstock. And put it in here, figure out how far down we need it as far as where the page turns. Okay, and then you're going to trace it just like you did your triangle pockets, and I have just found that works easier for me. If you find another way of getting these traced and cut better, let me know, but I like how this works out, and I just make sure that all that looks correct before I take it away and start to cut it. And then see you're cut correctly for the triangle piece, and then you're just going to cut off how much you need here so it doesn't buck into that where you're folding that page. I'm going to cut off a smidge. And hopefully it is straight. And then once you get that cut off the end, you can move this whichever way you would like. If you want to, you know, have more showing, you can cut a little bit more off. If you don't, move it up, and you're fine as far as how much you have cut off of the end. So the very first time you ever try to cover a triangle in a book, it's kind of overwhelming feeling, but once you just start tracing with a pencil and making your own little template, it works itself out and it's a lot easier. Now on this also, if you would have wanted to trim these off a little bit so that you could see the edge of the paper. You could. I'm leaving these long because I have a little bit of tearing going on the edges of these, so I'm going to leave them long to give them a little bit more of a sturdy feel. And then see, you have this pocket here at the top, and then you have another tuck pocket here at the bottom. I'm not going to go into that too much since that's still drying, but that's how you cover the airplane pockets, or that's what I call the airplane pockets, because you're folding both sides and making one big triangle for two pockets on these. And then excuse me, this is how I covered one of those. And then I've got little 3x4 cards in them like this, and I just fussy cut that out of one of the papers from the paper pad. So that is that one, and like I said, that red is not that red as red as it looks on the screen. It's more of a Christmas red color right here. So that is how I covered that one. I'm not sure if I've got any more of the airplane pockets covered in here. Let me look. Nope, I don't have any more of those covered. That's the only one that I had gotten completely covered. And then on this one, this has a top pocket. So this pocket, I just covered the outside of it and just glued the page here and here. And so then I have this super big top pocket that I can add things into on that one. So that's how I cover my little airplane pockets. And then here is one of the half turned over pockets. So half page, just flipped over, glued down. Then I put paper on the back side of it. So I have this already glued down, top and bottom. So now I've just got to cover it, and I think I want to cover it in red since I have white on the back side. So I think I'll have to get me another piece, another full piece. I love that the November E-Club kit is lasting through this whole thing. I mean, I've got base paper that are base cardstock that I'm putting down, but other than that, everything else is coming from the November E-Club kit, and I love that. So I'm going to trim this and not go too far back into the fold of the page, because I don't want too much resistance for this book, because it does have quite a few pockets in it. And I don't want to make it too bulky where it's going to have problems opening and closing or staying closed, stuff like that. So there is how I'm going to cover that little piece there. Just going to glue that down, and then we will come back and decorate that. And I've left myself some room at top and bottom so that you can see the inking. I'm leaving myself a good space here at the front so you can see that book page and the inking that I did there too. And then what I've liked coming back and doing on these, let me find one here, is coming back and doing a little bit more of the paper. So getting, let me get a page over here. So getting a page that I ripped out and maybe putting it down the middle, or tearing a piece from the paper pad. Let me see. There's another one here somewhere, right here. Covered that one and left some room for journaling. This one, I come back and I put some of the book page there, and then did some ripped pieces, and then one of the digitals, and put there on that one. I like these little half pockets. They're very pretty. Okay, so that is how I've covered and done the little half pockets. And then I showed you on the top pocket what I'm done. On the side pockets, here's a triangle pocket, and on the back of this one I left plenty of room for someone to journal if they want to. And then there is the half pocket I made from the 2 pages. So it's sturdy on both sides, and then you'll have plenty of room to put something on the inside of this and have a little pull here. This decoration I decided to leave a little tuck, so there's a tuck left in there from that decoration. That's the very front that you watched me do. Let's see, what other pockets have I not went over how to cover? Those are both the little half page kind of pockets. There's the airplane pocket. I've went over every one of them. So I will go and finish covering the rest of these pockets and doing my decorating, and then we'll make a few tags and things to go in some of the pockets, and I will make some for these big top and side pockets so that you can see those with the little pull at the top or the side, and see how those go in and out, and do a few tags for some of the other pockets, and then I will come back and do a full flip through, finished flip through for you. So this labor of love is finished, and this is some of the things I have left over. So just a few things left over from the November E-Club kit, and I'm going to get this out of the way over here so I've got enough room to show y'all this in its entirety. It is a very Pac-Man mouth. Look at that. Very, very Pac-Man mouth. But I do have it chocked full. I mean, it is full. So, you know, there might be some things that could come out if I don't want them in there. So I have a few little bulky things in there. So you already have seen the cover, and I showed you the back earlier. I have signed it. There's the spine. And then when you open it up, you have those little tuck spaces, and I've just put some tea-stained paper folded up in those. And then next we have this little tuck spot here that's got 2 little pieces down in that, and has enough room for more things if we wanted to put some more things in it. Then we have this double pocket, so here's a slide out here, and then a little slide out here with some coffee stain paper, and that's just some craft paper and a little die cut in each of those double pockets. Our first set of triangle pockets, and I've just got some cardstock and die cuts down in there, cardstock and die cuts in that one. My inserts were very, very minimal and simple because this was a huge labor of love. I forgot how time consuming that altered books were, especially when you leave as many pages as I did. So, you know, there's over 26 pockets in this thing. So it was a little crazy as far as finishing it, but I really love the result. And I have said it 2 or 3 times. This red is not candy apple red. It is true Christmas red, but it is showing up on screen as candy apple. This is one of those little ephemera books, so there's some bulk that's in this that's causing that huge back Pac-Man mouth. And then you've got a tuck here also. I've got a little 3x4 cutout card there. And then our little airplane pocket, as I affectionately call them, with some 3x4 cards in them. And then you have a top pocket there also. And I will have you some still shots at the end. And then the back of that top pocket, I didn't do much to that one, I just put a little die cut at the bottom because I just love that paper. That Santa Claus paper is so cute. Probably my most favorite pocket that I designed in the whole book. And it's got this little Christmas tree with a little button and a heart, and then I put this Home for Christmas die cut, and then we have book page behind it and torn page from the paper collection. I just love that pocket. And then a little postcard and some die cuts, some little die cuts clipped into there, so there's some more bulk that we could get rid of to take away some of the Pac-Man mouth. I have just a piece of craft cardstock tucked in that one, a 3x4 in that, and then a 3x4 in that one, and then some red cardstock just poked in there in that double airplane pocket. A triangle pocket that just has some craft cardstock in it. And this side pocket, these are little Christmas wordings that can be taken out and glued throughout the book if wanted. Another little side pocket. That Christmas tree paper is very pretty with a postcard, and it's shiny, as you can tell. It's shimmering in my light, and a little ledger die cut. And then this is a double pocket. So you've got a pocket here, and then you've got a little tuck space here. And then this triangle pocket, I love that reindeer. That was a last minute addition. Found that in my scrapbooking, a scrapbooking kit somewhere, a die cut from one of the scrapbooking kits that I had in my ephemera box over here. And then this pocket, I've just got a few little pieces of cardstock down in. Two more side pockets. Just got some craft paper in that one, some craft paper in that one. I love all the torn book page on that layout. Used one of the little die cuts, digital die cuts from Betty Renfro. This is a folded piece of white cardstock, 3x4 card, some craft paper, another 3x4 card. And then in this pocket, just some craft cardstock pieces there. That white cardstock on that side is really shining, but I've got a doily there with the word Merry at the top of it. And then some craft cardstock just in that pocket there. Some of these pages you have to stand them up to get it to sit down in there. And then you've got another top pull pocket there. And on the back side of that top pull pocket. And then here's more of that bulk. I bet if I trimmed this down, this page would not be so bulky. Let's trim that piece of craft cardstock down some, so it doesn't go so far down in there. Maybe that will help a little bit. Oh yeah, that feels better. And then this side pocket, here's some more bulk with your little gift card holder or whatever. If I'm going to sell this, I better not give them my Office Depot rewards card, huh? There's a little ephemera holder that we made in an earlier previous video. Another side pocket with some room for journaling, and just a piece of craft cardstock in that pocket, piece of craft cardstock in that pocket, and then we have our one and only side pocket, and I've got little brad pieces for the pull on those, so stick it back in there. I'm just not at an angle where that's easy. It is easy when you're at the right angle. And then you turn it over and you've got another little brad on that side, and a great place for journaling. I love that. Then we've got another double pocket, and that's just got some tea stain paper down in those two double pockets. And then this last triangle pocket has got a piece of craft cardstock. I put a doily on the background and really glued that down good so when you're putting things in and out it won't mess that up. And then a folded piece of craft cardstock with a little poinsettia die cut there in that pocket. And then my Santa Claus is Coming to Town page, and it's really just a decorative page, nothing to do on that page. But then the last two pages, it's got a lot of room for journaling, and then this doily is not glued down, so you could even journal back behind that if you wanted to. So I feel like if I took these out, I wouldn't have, oh yeah, it feels a lot better. See, look how much better that looks. It's not as Pac-Man mouth when you take out those two ephemera books out of it. But it is still Pac-Man mouth. But not near as bad. So anyway, I love how it turned out. It took, I have this question every once in a while, and I hate to say this because I don't want to deter anyone from making a project like this, but not counting, of course, when I take breaks to eat and sleep and work another job, another 3 jobs that I have. This took a good 9 hours to complete. So, you know, and that was a span of about 4 days. So, you know, couple to a few hours a day for 4 days to complete this. But I am also slow. I know that there are plenty of YouTubers and crafters out there that make altered books all the time, and it does not take that long. This one was also Christmas themed, so everything that went in it pretty much had to be Christmas themed. So looking to make sure that all the colors were right and all that stuff. So if you're just doing a general altered book, it probably wouldn't take near as long. I will have you some still shots at the end. I will have still shots on Instagram. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below, and I will do my best to answer whatever questions you may have. And yeah, this one will be up for sale on the website, unless somebody emails me first to offer me more money than what I'm going to be listing it for, because it's not going to be cheap, that's for sure. Hey, I'm just being honest. It was a true labor, so not going to be cheap. These will be with it also in the listing. Y'all have a great day. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all. So we're having to hold this very close to the camera because it won't focus for some reason where I usually keep my stuff on my desk. So start raffle and pick random winner. We have over 500 comments that comment picker is going to go through for this YouTube giveaway, the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. And our first winner that comment picker has picked is Tony Arnold. She was love watching both you and your mom. I often use your techniques not only in my journaling but in my card and 3D paper crafting. So that is our first winner, Tony Arnold, and I'm going to write that down. So that's our first winner, Miss Tony, and remember we are giving away 2 $50 gift certificates to the shop, ScrapbookingwithME.com. Pick another winner, and that is way down here. Pick another winner. And our next winner is Johnny Brazil. I'm going to put my glasses back on so y'all can see that. There we go. Johnny Brazil. Congratulations. Melina was the comment, and there is her YouTube picture, and I am going to write that name down. We have a Tony and a Johnny. And I'm assuming by the spelling both are ladies, so not that that matters. Anybody could have won this giveaway, but I just think that's very unique that we have a Tony and a Johnny, both spelled in the feminine manner, that have won the two $50 prize giveaways. And now we'll go back to regular programming as far as the focus goes. Gracious me, that was craziness. Anyway, that is our two winners for the $50 giveaways to ScrapbookingwithME.com. I have rambled on and on through this, and I apologize. I'm a little frustrated at my camera. Just being honest with you, pretty frustrated with my camera. So I tried my best through that little giveaway, and it totally flunked. But at least I have my two winners of the 10,000 subscriber giveaway, and you have 48 hours to contact me. Email me at Melina Pylant at yahoo.com. It's in the description box below. I'm putting it on the screen right now, and I need you to email me, and you will get a specific code so that you can go to our website and use your $50 gift card, gift certificate, gift code, whatever it is. But you get $50 of free merchandise from scrapbookingwithme.com. Thanks so much for watching through this rambling giveaway, y'all. I appreciate it so much.